Okay, so we're up to Siman Lamed Dalet Sif Gimel. So we're in the middle of talking about the tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam. We'll finish off the Siman today, Hashem. Lo Yas Akain El Mishim Muchzuk Mefursim B'Chasidus. A person, says the Mechaber, should only put on Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin if he is Muchzuk Mefursim B'Chasidus. He's famous in his piety. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Hainu. Even if he only wants to put them on after the tefillah, it's not more than that. He needs to be someone who is muchzuk u'mefursim b'chasidus. Because of our be'hitiv, the Mishnah Berurah quotes in Sivkot and Tezayin the be'hitiv. Interesting. Be'ish echod shayonoig laniach tefillin to Rabbeinu Tam. He had the minhag to wear the tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam la'achat tefillah b'fahesya. In public, he would put on the Rabbeinu Tam tefillin b'fnei hakol. And the shaila is it considered yuhara? Yuhara, is it gaiva? Is it considered showing off that is considered the holy person is putting on tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam? Pasuk b'tshuvas Marish, so the Behetiv quotes that the tshuva of the Marish Halevi says, yuhara, it is taka arrogant. V'tzarich she'yivatel minhaga, and he should stop doing it. V'chein kasav b'tshuvas Shvus Yaakov chelik beisim mendalet she'afilu miksas oisin, even if some people do it. Yesh by mishum yuaro, it is considered yuaro. V'manichim if they odom gadol, and if you put them on in front of an odom gadol, she'eino egla nichon, who himself is not putting on Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin, ki im bekerev beiso, that he only perhaps does it in his house. V'adai mechzik yura ayin sham. So two interesting ha'aras in the footnotes. Number 24, he says ubizmanenu, nowadays she'rabim noagim la nichon, where many people put on Rabbeinu Tam, Kosav Orach Chaim she'ein bozeh yuara v'hameniach tovel of bracha. Okay, so it could be that Hakol Fi Hazman v'Ho'es, Hakol Fi Hazman v'Hamokum, and therefore the Orach Chaim writes that things have changed and is not considered yuara to wear Rabbeinu Tam nowadays. He then quotes in the Das Hagra, in the next towards the bottom there, she'ein tzorech laniach tefillin Rabbeinu Tam. He says, however, nowadays, says the Vilna Gaon, we don't need to wear Rabbeinu Tam. Shari nifsek halacha kedas Rashi. We pasken like Rashi, and we put on tefillin Rashi. Ve'im nochash l'shittas Rabbeinu Tam, and if we're going to be choishish for the shittas Rabbeinu Tam, yesh oid shittas rabbis sheshayach lachshesh lohem. There are many other, shittas that we should follow of the opinion of the Rabbeinu Tam, where we do not pasken like him. V'im kein yaniach kol echot tefillin merubas, and we have to put on many sets of tefillin. There's lots of other, individual opinions which we're not noheg like. V'chein noag ha-Chazon Ish, and the Chazon Ish was noheg like the Vilna Gaon, and therefore did not put on shalom neach tefillin Rabbeinu Tam. Umikol mokum, nevertheless, das Hagon Orach Chaim Kanievsky, b'shem HaChovetz Chaim v'Hagon Rabbi Yaakov Yisrael Kanievsky, his father, sheroi la'odom she'enech tefillin Rabbeinu Tam, al kol ponim pam achas b'meshech chayov. Very interesting. That once in your life you should put on Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. Once in your life. So you have to find the right time. You have to borrow a pair of Rabbeinu Tam tefillin, and once in your life, in the name of the Chovetz Chaim, to put on Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. But the reason why we don't do it is because we're knowing like the Gaon, and the Gaon says we should not be choishish for this, and that was how the Chazon Ish was noheg. Okay, the Chasidus, he's got a person that's got to be. He's got to be muchzuk b'chasidus. Shekivin she'olam noagin karashi. Since the olam are noeg like Rashi, nira kiyura mishachoshish lahachmer latzmei v'zeh. It looks like yuara. It looks like gaiva. If someone is choshish to be machmer for this, im eimen muchzuk shemachmer latzmei gam kein b'shad dvarim. He's got to be consistent. Is he consistently machmer to on all aspects of halacha? Okay, Dalet. Says the Mechaber, Lo yaniach shnei hazugas b'kis echot. You shouldn't put both tefillin, the Rabbeinu Tam, in one tefillin bag. The Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam in one bag. Why? She'echot mehem hu chol. Because one is right and one is wrong, like we said yesterday. They're mutually exclusive. And therefore one is chol and one is kodesh. V'osa lahanichai b'kis tefillin. You can't put them in one bag of tefillin. Elayas shnei kis, and you should have two separate bags with siman l'kol kis, and you should have a sign on each one, so it's clear which one is Rashi, which one is Rabbeinu Tam. Shelo yitin shel zeh b'zeh. You shouldn't put the Rabbeinu Tam tefillin in Rashi or vice versa. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Lo yaniach umayri shehuzman hakis tchila rak ledas echod mehem. That each bag is dedicated, the pouch or the bag for Rashi is dedicated for Rashi, and that for the other one for Rabbeinu Tam. But if you initially dedicate a kiss shel tefillin for both, then that would be okay. It's only when you've dedicated it for Rashi to use them for Rabbeinu Tam, or vice versa, is a problem. Bekis echad shel tefillin kedemesayim aval betik hatalas, but to put them in the talis bag, that's okay. Mutzah lo niach shnehem afilu hem below tik, even if they're not in the bag, just to put the tefillin directly in the talis bag, that would be okay. Dahare hatik miyuchad gam ledavar chol du hatalis, because the tik is miyuchad for davar chol. What's a davar chol? Talis compared to tefillin, this is considered the davar chol, and therefore you're actually allowed to put the thing straight in the talis bag. Hu chol, so this is going on. She'ha'echod mehem chol, etc. Says the Mishnah Berurah, u'mimela da'asa lahachlif hakisim, and therefore you can't change the kisim. You can't say one day I'll use this for Rashi, one day for Rabbeinu Tam. The kolshken habatim v'aretzuas v'apashas, and if you can't change the tefillin bag, then kolshken you can't change the batim, the retzuas, and the parshas. Mishal Rashi Rabbeinu Tam Oyibcha, from Rashi to Rabbeinu Tam, or the other way around. If you have never used them on of the Shem Mitzvahs Tefillin, Yuchel Achlifom, you can change them. V'nichem Adam Olav Afilu Pam Achas l'Shem Mitzvahs Tefillin. But if you've used them even once, V'hoyu Musudarin Al Pidas Echad Mehem, and you've used them for one of the two, for Rabbeinu Tam Rashi, also lachlifon shuvachaf, you can't switch them. V'afilim hisna alei and meikara, even if you make a tanai before you use them, lachlifon kashiyirtza, to switch them occasionally if you need to, loy mahani, doesn't help you. The mikodesh lechol loy mahani tanai, to relegate something from kodesh to chol, a tanai doesn't help you. Kosa prima godin. What if you find Ritzuas, but you're not sure if these were Ritzuas which shall Rashi or Rabbeinu Tam? You're allowed to use them for Rashi, for the Rashi tefillin, because you go after the Rav. The majority of people use tefillin for Rashi. And we are of the opinion that Rashi is Ikka, is the mainstream view, so to elevate them from Ritzuas of the Rabbeinu Tam to use as Rashi tefillin is Ma'alim B'Kodesh, V'ayim B'Heitev, or B'Halacha. V'yesh min achronim she'meikilin yoseh, they're actually more meikil, to l'didon v'soivrin de Rashi Ikka v'chanal. Yuchel ha'achlif v'til Ritzuah Mishal Rabbeinu Tam, the Rashi k'she'en l'acheres. If you've got no other ones and you want to take the Rashi Ritzuas and use them for the Rabbeinu Tam Ritzuas and use them for Rashi, then you're allowed to. The other way not. Al Mishal Rashi Rabbeinu Tam also little b'chol gavni, but not the other way around. If what happens if you've got them in one bag and you take out by a mistake the Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin, so ya'avirim, you should put them to the side. Kila didan, because according to us, Rashi Ikka, the Rashi Tefillin of the Ikka, v'lo yahav b'zeh ein mavrin ala mitzvahs, and it's not therefore an issue of ein mavrin ala mitzvahs. But you should avoid the problem in the first place to make sure that it's clear you take out the Rashi ones first. On Chol HaMoed, those who are normally noeg to wear Rabbeinu Tam do not wear them. Those who want to put on Rabbeinu Tam tefillin can. Just lastly, just with footnote 31, what is the reason? Why is it we don't wear tefillin on Rabbeinu Tam on Chol HaMoed? Says the footnote 31, V'tam adov v'kosva prima godim, mishum shehazoya hichmir moed shlo nech tefillin b'chol HaMoed. The Zohar is very particular not to wear tefillin on Chol HaMoed. V'af ha'pi shon ha'manichin, even though minhag Ashkenaz or the minhag of many in Klal Yisrael is to wear tefillin, mikom mokum dai b'mashem manichem tefillin sharashi. It's sufficient that we wear tefillin sharashi. V'oid shayzes feika. Why? Shema halacha karashi. Maybe the halacha is like Rashi. V'afim halacha Rabbeinu Tam mikom mokum shem ein tzorech l'nech tefillin b'chol HaMoed. So therefore, there's a sveika not to wear the tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam b'chol HaMoed. So what have we said? We've said that the Rabbeinu Tam tefillin, the chiluk is the order of the third and fourth parsha. They're mutually exclusive, and only someone who is muchsuk or mefursim in b'chasidus should be putting them on, something to aspire to, but only something if it's a consistent basis. The Orach Chaim says nowadays it's not considered a problem in Mexico, Europe, because it's quite prevalent. However, the Gan and the Chazon Ish said we don't do it. However, it is brought b'shem Orach Chaim that once in your lifetime to put on Rabbeinu Tam is an appropriate thing to do. Okay, we'll leave it there. Kol tov.